Hey everyone, welcome to the
Unfortunately.
Kelly Berger podcast. I'm the Kelly Berger that made this whole thing possible, and today we're on episode number 25 in the year 2025 with a guest today who always claims she is 25. Keep it going for Juanita.
You said no trash talking, Kelly. Yeah, it's me. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. For those of you who
Nice.
are familiar with Kill Tony, you probably know my guest pretty well. How many episodes have you been on?
6.
Wow, 6 episodes. And we've known each other through the Austin open mic community, running back and forth between the open mics.
Yeah. Now I'm in the Austin booked community.
Nice. Are you getting booked off of Kill now?
Yeah, ever since since I moved to Austin, I've been getting like pretty regularly booked. And then like now that there's more Kill Tony episodes, like it's thankfully like been more and more. So I'm like less and less connected to like the open mic world. Which like here it's like 100 new comics a month.
Yep.
So right now I have no idea who anybody is. But it's weird because I introduce myself and they're like, "We know who you are." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's a weird feeling, isn't it? Having people know who you are and you don't know who they are.
yeah, yeah." It's like happening all the time now, even with like strangers. I'm just like walking down
Mhm.
six and people are like, "Juanita," and I'm like, "Do I have English friends?" Like, we saw you on Kill Tony, and I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh,
someone
okay."
from England?
Yeah, people from England, Australia,
It's all around.
yeah, Canada. It's
Oh, good to see you're getting your
crap.
name out there. And I want to talk about like your first Kill episode. Was that like your first time doing stand up or close to it?
No, that was, I think I was like 2 years in.
Okay.
And I wrote in a little journal that Tom Segura and Joe Rogan were going to be my first guests. And then when I looked over and I saw them, because we weren't allowed to be in the show, like it's not like now where there's like, oh, there's a little section for the comics. Back then, the first arena episode, they didn't let you go in. So then when I walked out and I saw them, I was like, holy shit, how did I do that? Like it was really weird.
Wow, your first episode was the arena episode, the
The
well, not
Moody
the
Center,
HEB, the other one. The
the 10-year anniversary.
yep,
That was my debut. That's where Cam Patterson found out he loves rocks or whatever.
right.
He's not retarded.
Hmm. Yeah, like even with 2 years, like having that kind of a environment can be very overwhelming.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm glad to say like you watching your episodes recently, like I've seen you make that vast improvement, which is an awkward thing, like developing like that fast in comedy on the public eye.
Yeah, it's crazy. The people say that a lot, and it's funny because I'm like,
Mhm.
I was getting, well, no, I guess like my debut episode, I was like, uh, it was still a little green, but like from the debut episode to the Sean Gardini episode, which was like a year and a half later, I was already like getting booked a lot and stuff before that. And then people are like, wow, like you've improved like crazy. And I'm like, well, you tried doing 3,000 for the first time. You just shit your pants.
Hmm.
It's like, it's very rare that somebody can like just be confident in front of their first audience of 3,000. Now I'm good, but like back then
Yep.
I was still a little rusty.
Yep, because now you're getting your reps in like there's a lot of open mics in the Austin scene right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of open mics, and then like getting booked helps because you get to work out like 10 to 20 minutes depending on the show.
Hmm. Yeah, it's f weird like being in the Austin scene for a couple years and then being out for like a year and a half, seeing what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah, how's that?
It's a very surreal experience. It kind of reminds me of like that time when I moved out of Minneapolis and after 2020, like that year when well, I was near Minneapolis when George Floyd happened, so I got to be near the ground where it was everything
Mhm.
was going down and seeing the way the news coverage and I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a year where I just stopped trusting the news
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's
because,
not a bad idea.
well, the main stress I got from that year was just watching the news. But on the ground floor, and some people may disagree with this, but on the ground floor in Minneapolis in 2020, if you didn't watch the news, you wouldn't know any of it was going on.
Interesting. That's crazy.
Hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense because Minnesotans don't address anything. They just
But also in some people's defense, on the other side, like I was out in the burbs, so that was main action was within the city.
that's funny. I lived in St. Paul and I remember that was like frustrating for me that nobody ever talked about having a problem with you. They would just talk around you.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
like, oh,
Minnesotans, Midwesterns are very like passive aggressive. Like they won't give you like their direct complaint how loud they'll murmur behind their breath.
yeah, oh my God, that made me crazy. I was like, I'm from the South. Like usually if I'm mad at you, I just punch you in the dick and then we get over it. Like moving on.
Yeah, how long did you live in St. Paul for? I didn't know you were in Minnesota for a bit.
I toured when I was 18. I kind of talked about it on the Donnell Rawlings episode, but we never addressed it. I did a training in Minnesota for I want to say like a month, 2 months, more or
All right.
less, between Minnesota and a camp in Wisconsin.
Okay, you were there for like a training thing. I thought you were talking there as a local.
No, but I did stay with like local families.
Hmm.
So that's where I got like the sense of the culture that I was
Yep.
like, oh, like you're not in the
In the sense
South
of the
anymore.
Minnesota nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's like uh
It's really just Minnesota passive aggressiveness.
it's passive aggressiveness and it's never being able to leave on time.
Hmm.
Because it's that our team leader was from Minnesota and he just couldn't stop talking. It's like, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna try. I was like, shut up, Jonathan. Like we have to be in a different city right now.
Yep, that's the Minnesota goodbye. People
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I think the state's so cold, like if you leave, you might never see them again.
That's so funny. It's like, well, right now we're on fucking tour, so you gotta let it go, bud. So it's fun.
Yeah, the fun thing about going back to Minnesota is like you really really hear like that Fargo type accent more clearly. Like once you come out of
Yeah.
it.
I couldn't understand people when I moved there. I'd never met people that talked like that before.
Mhm.
So this girl, because I remember a girl was like, what's your name? And I told her my name. She goes, people would know your name if you were wearing a tag. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying? So you're not wearing a tag, so nobody knows your name. And then like somebody from Texas was like, that's how they say name tag. I was like, oh, they just talk wrong? Like
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, when I was down in Austin, people made fun of the way I said bag.
Oh yeah, big.
Yeah, I
Seeing how
still don't
both
get
the
why that's
cards
so
are
funny down
big.
there.
That's yeah, it's so funny. Big and tag and like colic and crick and rough.
Yep, I have a question to ask you. You grew up in a
Mhm.
southern state. Which one?
In Texas. But I
Okay.
grew up in southeast Texas. So it's like an extension of Louisiana. So like I used to have a very heavy southern accent.
Yep.
And it kind of comes out once when I'm like around people from like where I'm from, we kind of start talking like that again. Or if I speak English with my sisters, like we have a kind of like a country accent in
Right.
English.
Yep. The reason why I
It's
bring that up is because when I grew up in Minnesota, like when I went to high school, everyone talked normal. It was like everyone talked like you'd see people on TV. But then as people graduate and I would run to them again years later, they had that heavy, thick Fargo accent. I wonder if that's the same one in the South. Like people would speak proper English down there. Then once they became adults, the twang would sit in.
No, it's like the opposite. Like when you're in it, you don't know that you have a heavy southern accent. And it isn't until you move to Austin or San Antonio or like for me, like go on tour on a random religious thing that you shouldn't be a part of, and then you lose it. And you lose it until you run into it again.
Hmm.
So like I'll lose my accent until I'm on the phone with my sister and we're like yelling at each other and comes back.
Yeah. And, well, I also want to talk about the your impact on the Kill Tony episodes, like introducing the phrase whiskey hole in the English
Oh yeah,
dialect.
with Jimmy Carr, yeah.
Yep.
That was funny. That was so unintentional. Like I didn't know what I was gonna talk about that day because I what happened that day? I don't remember what happened, but I just wasn't for some reason I wasn't expecting to get called.
Hmm.
And then I did
That's
this bit about the Beauty and the Beast, and they didn't like it. Or it just went over their heads. And I did it at Cap City. I did it everywhere. Everyone it always goes well, but the crowd liked this. Just Jimmy Carr and Tony were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then finally Tony was like, what's your love life like? And I was like, okay, like
hmm.
here we go. And the story that I told was actually from 2023. Um, and it was just one night when we were waiting at Poor Choices. I met an Australian guy and he was very aggressive and he bought me a bunch of drinks and I fell asleep when he was having sex with me. And he got really mad that I wasn't conscious. It's like, sorry,
Yeah.
never happens.
Luckily it was not the other way around.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's
you're
no, he
still
was
awake?
polite. He was no, I was falling. I kept falling asleep, and he was mad that I was falling asleep because he wanted me to participate, but I was just too drunk.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Are we doing this or not?" And I was like, I'm sorry, this never happens. I have whiskey holes." And then that became it. Yeah, Redman made a AI song called Whiskey Hole, which is crazy.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it. What's is it just
It's
like a
just
country
some.
twang like whiskey
No, it's
hole?
kind of poppy. It's like whiskey hole, da da da. Like it's really like generic. And he published it, came out with it, and then coincidentally, after he came out with that song, my episode with Donnell Rawlings,
Mm.
I got pulled for that episode,
Yeah,
and they
that's
kept
another
trying to bring
eventful
it up.
episode. I saw that one in my car.
That's funny. So Tony kept trying to bring up the whiskey hole thing. He was like, "So Juanita, whiskey hole," and then Donnell kept just eclipsing it with his black freak out. He was just like, "Oh no, Tony, I'm canceled. It's over for me, N-word." And then, yeah, no, and he was freaking out, and I was like, "I didn't even do magic. Like, I don't know
Yeah, well,
why."
I remember that episode. He was freaking out because he didn't know you were trans. He just when he said that phrase,
Yeah,
we will fuck you."
I know. It was so
Yep.
funny. And then I scared them because I guess when I do racism, it doesn't hit the same as when like Hans Kim does it. Because they asked me, they're like, "Have you ever dated a black man before?" When I was like, "No." And he goes, "Why is that? Is it because you're afraid that Donald's gonna find you and kill you?" And I went, "No, I was just raised right." And everybody went, "Oh."
Yeah, I can
And
see how they sort of went in that direction.
Tony slow blinked at me. He was like, "I was like, I
Was
can't, you said chink. You
was
said
he
you
trying
call
to tell
Puerto
you
Ricans
something?
trash."
Was he trying to tell you something Morse code, like you're crossing line? Even though for me,
Yeah, I know. I was like, I guess I can't do it. And I just went, no, I'm just kidding. I dated one. He was half.
yeah. Did you ever got to meet the celebrities on the panel, or was it just like, hey, you get up now, get out?
No, on my second appearance, I got invited to the after party. So I hung out with Sean Gardini and Tommy Pope, and some UFC guy, I don't know his name.
Let's see. I think was he the guy with the purplish hair? Forgot his name.
No, not Sugar Sean O'Malley. It was the one that Laser brought. He's like a bigger guy than Sugar. It was I can never remember his name, but I didn't even know who he was. I just like he approached me at the after party and he said, our friend is tall and ginger and white. Do you like him? I was like, yeah, I'm sure I would. I was like, right now, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. They're like, do you want him to go with you to do some blow? I was like, I don't have any cocaine, but I'll give him a different kind of blow. And then they loved me. And then later on I saw the episode and I was like, oh, he's some sort of UFC legend. And I just had no idea.
That's it's always fun when you're in the presence of some celebrity you don't know what they're famous for. And
Yeah, I
also
didn't
must
even
be
know he
very
was a
humbling for them because
celebrity.
they get to be treated like a real person for once.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was like, I don't know who you are. I was like, your friend is hot. Yeah, sure. Well, it's whatever. Arrange that for me. And then recently I got to go into another after party. I wasn't on, but they just like I asked if I could go in and they said yes. And I met Gabriel Iglesias.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty fun. Yeah.
What's he like in person?
Short. I thought he looked so big on TV.
Yeah.
And he's a lot smaller than I thought he was. He's just as round, but he's like short. He's like an animatronic medicine ball, like a little goatee.
But he's still fluffy.
Yeah, I would say he's like more medicine bally than like fluffy. So he looks like he has some weight on him. He
Hmm.
looks dense.
I think he's also getting older, and when you get older, you sort of shrink down, even when you're big.
Yeah, that's true. He looks older,
Mhm.
which is crazy. He's like 50. And he was on All That. Do you remember All That?
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember seeing him on there. I remember seeing like Keenan Thompson and the others.
Yeah, so he was on the later episodes. So he was on like a later cast when Amanda Bynes was like weirdly tall. So Amanda Bynes is like 6 feet tall, but she's still dressing up like a little girl doing Ask Ashley. So it was like in a later season. But he was on it, which is weird to see him like 50
Mhm.
after like seeing him on a TV show where he's a child.
Yeah, I wonder if he has any quiet on set stories from that experience.
Oh, probably not because he's fat.
Yeah.
He was a fat kid.
Yeah, he experienced bullying from a different direction.
Yeah, not the sexy kind. That's I just remember like Bob's Burgers whenever like Bob tells Gene like Gene, you go give the creepy guy the burger. He's like, why do I have to do it? He's like, because he's not gonna diddle you. You're too heavy. That's
Right.
so funny.
Yeah, went through your Instagram. I also noticed you do some Spanish shows.
I did. I have one this Saturday.
Nice.
I, I just started it, so it's weird for me. I've never done comedy in Spanish before
Yeah, I'm
until this
surprised.
year.
Are you, how did you learn Spanish? Was this from living in Texas, being around Hispanics?
No, my mom's from Spain,
Okay.
so she doesn't speak English, so I had to learn to speak Spanish.
All right. You had to learn it as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, we've been in the country for 30 years, but she still doesn't speak English.
Yeah. Yeah, I started learning Spanish last year because it was always something I wanted to do. But then
Hmm.
I quit my job where I was working with native speakers, and that's the best way to learn a foreign language is with native speakers because you're actually
Yeah,
using it. You're not being like a white person using it for a credit.
Kelly, do some Spanish.
¿Puedes repetir?
Habla en español.
Habla. No habla español. It's
You
been a while. I
don't?
gotta get back on it. I'm embarrassed.
That's fun. No, you're fine. You're fine. You'll get there. A little bit
Yeah.
at a time. I used to speak French very fluently and I completely lost it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the thing I've been saying on stage is like I'm trying to get to the level of learning Spanish where I can call myself bilingual. And I think
Hmm.
that's the point where you stop seeing soccer as a gay sport.
Also, you can get some goth girls. Be like, I'm bi. You don't have to finish the word. They'll just be interested.
Yeah, just mislead him with they'll think I'm buying the other way.
I meant I speak two languages. I speak kitchen Spanish. That's what I meant.
I didn't expect Spanish would attract goth girls.
Not Spanish, saying that you're bi,
Yep.
because it's immediately like I don't know why they're intrigued by it. They're like, "Oh,
You're violating
I
all the
didn't
norms.
I didn't know you're cool." And then little do they know you're talking about kitchen Spanish.
Mhm. Yep. So, how long have you been in Austin for? It was like a couple years now.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 years next April,
Wow.
which is bizarre. Yeah, since I moved there, but you saw I was like driving up like every week, multiple times a week
Mhm.
from San Antonio, which isn't too far away.
Yeah, it's like right south down there. Have you been active in the San Antonio scene?
No, they never liked me. They thought I was too racist. And then Austin loves my comedy though, and then and now when I go to San Antonio, it's for big shows. So like I just did like Don't Tell in San Antonio. And that was super fun. I did 15 minutes. And then the last show I did in San Antonio was like for uh I was at Laugh Out Loud on the main stage with blind girl who runs shows. Irma Ruiz, I think. She put me on some show called like Chingonas. That's
I
fun.
Oh yeah, going back to speaking in Spanish, like is there any like major differences like performing stand up in Spanish versus English? Like do you have to hit like some words harder or like go at like a different pace?
No, it's just the context is a little like different. So there's like multiple cultures here in Austin. So like there's Colombians, Guatemalans,
Mhm.
Mexicans, and they all have different words for different things. And then I speak like a European Spanish, so sometimes I have to think of like how they would say things
Mhm.
and adapt it to that. But then they become suspicious. They're like, "Why are you using our word but with your accent?" And so it's bizarre. So I think like on the show that I have on Saturday, I'm just gonna address it right and be like, okay, so I am Basque. Like my mom is from Basque country,
Mhm.
so they speak a language called Euskera and Spanish. And then I grew up speaking English, and then part of my family is from southern Spain, and then I have a stepfather from Mexico. So like all of my Spanish stuff is gonna sound all jumbled up, but it's all just go with it.
Wow, it's very interesting. I didn't know cancel culture could cross language barriers.
Yeah, it's weird. It's yeah, there's like a lot of like the way that I would say let me have the last piece of the bread or the end of the bread in some countries sounds like let me fuck your little ass.
It's that
Déjame coger el culito del pan. Solamente quiero el culito. Like that is in Mexico it sounds like let me just fuck the last bit of your ass.
wow, that's amazing. Like a little bit of the difference can have so much like that little bit of a difference can have like that big of an effect.
Yeah, so I have to like figure out how to walk that bridge also without being too niche. Because if I go full European, then nobody's gonna understand what I'm talking about, is the other thing. So it's interesting. Yeah, I'm navigating it, but it's fun.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a lot of fun being down in Austin from the 2.5 years I was down there, like hitting all those open mics, like seeing the comedy thing firsthand. And then it's weird coming being outside of Austin, seeing how it's being reported from like those comedy reaction videos, same what the scene is like. Do you have any input from being an Austin insider of what the scene is like?
it's more Los Angeles than ever,
Hmm.
meaning like a lot of bookings and stuff go by your following, how popular you are, how much you network, which is it can be frustrating, especially if you work hard on your writing and
Yep.
performing.
Yeah, that's
So
exactly what I
there's
said
all
to my
that.
friends a couple years ago. I'm saying like Austin is pretty much LA 2.0.
It is, yeah. That's it kind of really is that where um I feel like unless you just stand out as a person, which I'm kind of like in that exception, where I stand out so much that I'm very memorable. A lot of people don't have that experience, so they come here well after they've been a big fish in a small pond
Mhm.
and they have to start right from the bottom. And so a lot of them get really disheartened, but
Yep, it's way well, it's like Los Angeles, like waves and waves of people coming in expecting fairness and comedy,
yeah, no, it's not gonna happen here.
right? And like,
Unfortunately.
and also Austin is also a very liberal city, and people come there expecting to act Texans. Like we've seen people come in talking, thinking they're going to be like in a conservative paradise, and then they get hit by like the Austin old guard scene.
Yeah, that's true. I saw that I got booked on a show called DEI Anybody But Tony. And it was two trans men hosting it, and they wouldn't say my credits. They're like, this comic has been featured on a show of a person that we don't talk about here.
Yeah.
And then I got on the mic and I was like, I was on Kill Tony.
Oh, you should have kept it on the radar.
No, I just blasted it.
Yeah.
Was like, I was on Kill Tony and he loves me.
Yeah, when
Tony
I
Henchler loves me.
mhm. Yeah, I think when I left Austin, like there was an alt scene starting to develop there, 'cause it's sort of like the response to the the Rogan sphere in the area.
Yeah, it's not doing much. It's like, it'd be interesting if it actually had an impact, but the thing about the Rogan sphere is that they want to paint it as like this big racist thing, but like Dylan Sullivan he works at the mothership. He's a big gay guy. Ryer Cameraman is a trans man who used to work at the mothership. Uh,
I remember Ryer. I didn't know. I don't remember. It's what's her pronouns? Does she go by he now?
him, yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
he's in Wisconsin
I
at
didn't
the
know.
moment.
I didn't know Ryer moved out, or is he still in Austin?
No, he's in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's doing comedy over there, but like still touring and doing different things. But yeah, he's in Wisconsin.
Hmm.
Yeah, the trans thing is like a recent development for him.
Hmm. And Ryer was a good addition to the mothership
Yeah,
because he's very good at comedy.
yeah, so funny. Like we're actually a very close friend of mine, so we still keep in touch. And he's doing great. He's planning on moving to New York,
Wow.
so he's doing good. But yeah, so I would say like between me, him, and then like a few other people, and like the 30 or 40 black people they have working there, I don't really see the racism as
Mhm.
much as people want to see it. I'm like I feel very like embraced and accepted, and then
Yep.
Jay Legend,
When I was down there was
yeah.
just mostly like open micers trying to be edgy, doing that experiment, and it's not really much of the pros that are doing it because they know how to work like the dark magic of dark material.
Yeah, it's that, and then like if you do it, you got to do it in a way that isn't malicious
Mhm.
and is just kind of funny. Because if you're starting to be malicious about it, like if you actually hate minorities or something, like that's not cool. People aren't gonna like you. But
Mhm.
if you're just poking fun at race, just to be satirical, that's different, and that can be funny. You know?
Yeah, I know. Like, been watching the YouTube reaction videos, like those. comedy like newsreels. They talk about like the Austin scene being like a shit pile of racism.
Yeah, I actually just did an interview with NPR with the Texas Standard, and he's working on kind of building a bridge between the that world, like the kind of like NPR world, and then the comedy scene in Austin through Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe. Because he's the guy that interviewed me is actually really cool. I told him off the bat, I was like, I'm not going to disparage Joe Rogan or Tony Hinchcliffe because I like them and
Mhm.
they've platformed me, so I appreciate them. And he was like, "No, I'm not trying to do that. I actually just want to like get your perspective on it." And he was like, "My ultimate goal is to one day be able to interview Tony, but not in like a sensational way
Hmm.
or like in a gotcha journalism way, but just like as a person and like what the comedy world is like and everything, his experience."
Yep. Have you seen much of Tony Hinchcliffe off the show, or is he just more elusive?
No, he's everywhere. He's at like bars and he's at Mitzi's. Um, I run into him quite a bit. I'm friends with Rachel Wilson, so like she invites me to her like birthday parties and stuff. And so whenever she's there, he's there, and like he's super cool. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's cool. That's cool. You're friends with Rachel Wolfstein.
Yeah, yeah,
Has
yeah.
she? Did she ever invite you to be on the next Jackass with her?
No, I would so do that. I don't know that they're gonna do another Jackass because she's just sticking to stand up.
Mhm.
She's been doing mostly just stand up stuff. I have a show with her tonight actually at 10.
Nice.
Mm?
You can tell her I said hi, even though we never met.
Yeah, I'll let her know about you. She'll love it.
And just don't let her see my Kill Tony episode.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, you were on Kill Tony.
Yes, and
That's funny.
I keep referring to the interview as the incident.
The incident.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You know, the good thing is that there's so many episodes that nobody remembers.
Hmm. Well, I will tell you one thing, like the main way I healed over it was started joking about it in my act.
Yeah, that's the best
If you
thing
go
to
on my
do.
YouTube, you'll find me talking about the experience in my act, and I'm not gonna give away how I say it, but or what happened, because you know what the happened in that episode and why I'm not sharing it around.
That's funny.
But I'm sure
You know,
it'll probably be like a topic of discussion that'll be brought up in like the manosphere.
that's funny. Did you ever meet Lino Rodriguez?
No, I haven't. I think the guys who were on my episode were Danny Brown and JPEG.
No, well, Lino Rodriguez is a comic who bombed Kill Tony twice, and he works for the Vulcan, and he cut and spliced together a re-editing of his episode where he's killing, and it's so funny because like in reality he bombed, but he cut and spliced the episode to where Tony's laughing really hard at all the jokes, and the
That's
audience is laughing really hard. It's super funny.
that's not surprising, and other comics do that even without. And that's another thing with today's age of comic, where people. Well, we got two after the pandemic. We had like two groups of comics, like people who still perform for the stage for the people who come, and we got a second group of comics who are mainly focused on promoting themselves on the internet
Yeah, because there's currency
and
in
views.
online. Yeah, yep, that's the game.
Hmm. And it does sort of like prick at the people who've been doing it for a while. It's sort of because creates like this mass illusion that everyone's doing comedy, that everyone can do it. When in reality, like there's only like not even like 5% of people who can actually perform well.
Yeah, it's performing well is it's a skill.
Hmm.
It's very rare. Not everybody's gonna be Cam Patterson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of Cam, did you watch any of his SNL episodes?
Yeah, I saw his him talking on the news on Weekend Update.
Yep, the first episode.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so weird to just It's like we were on the same Kiltony episode. After my second episode, he ran up to me and he was like, "Everybody talking about you in the mud shit." And I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Nice.
And like, so he's like, it's really cool. It's so bizarre. That's my second person in my life that's been on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really? Who's the first?
Noelle Wells. I grew up with Noelle Wells, and then she was on Saturday Night Live in like 2011 or 2012, around there. And then she got fired. And then
Oh,
she was on Master of None with Aziz Ansari. She's Rachel. And then she made her own movie called Mr. Roosevelt, which is on Netflix.
all right. I don't remember who she is.
You wouldn't. She didn't do anything major
All right.
on the show. I think like I can tell she probably wrote a Wes Anderson murder skit, but aside from that, she just has little tiny roles like as an elf or as a this, as a that.
And did you describe what the environment is like on SNL? I heard it's like an environment that gives people PTSD.
I haven't spoken to her in years, and then the last time I talked to her is actually I did voice work for her film,
Re-
and we didn't really get to hang out very much. So that was the last time I saw her. And then I saw her at like the after parties. So I got to go to the cast parties of that movie. But I just saw her briefly, and so it's been probably like 14 years since I've seen her.
Wow. That's amazing. Like when you start doing comedy, you start making friends all over and like
Yeah.
a friend away from like major institutions, like knowing people from that work from SNL or like Conan or Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, those things are crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, my friend Davey Jackson from San Antonio did a podcast with Ari Shafir, which was like, what the fuck? Like, that's so. I was on his podcast in, I think, like April.
Whose podcast? Your friends or Ari Shafir's?
Oh, Davey Jackson. So,
Okay.
Davey, and then he had Ari Shafir on, which was like, holy shit. Ari Shafir is one of the comics that if he was a panelist for me, I'd be nervous
Hmm.
because I like him so much.
Yeah, and he's also a very avid prankster.
I know. I hope he like shows me his penis or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend like I don't want to see it. Like, yeah, I totally don't want to see it. Don't show me your penis.
Mhm. Then he might ask you to show you his. I
Yeah,
mean,
I want to see
wait, that came out wrong.
the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Be like, well, invite me to Mitzi's. I'll show you in the after party.
Yeah, I've heard Ari has like a giant nut sack.
You know who saw it? Karen Jones.
Oh yeah, how did she describe it?
I haven't asked her about it. That's funny. I can't believe I didn't ask her about it. I think she was too freaked out. She was like, "Oh my God, what's happening? Oh no, I didn't want to see this. I don't even like seeing my husband's dick." Like,
He's got a gun. Oh wait, no.
yeah, that was funny because he did it on the episode, and like I'm surprised she held her composure because she's a firecracker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, do you remember that guy on the HOB Arena show? The guy who won that money who showed his
Oh yeah, I saw it because I was like on the other end of the comics. So
We
when
were in
you
the
pulled it
comments
out,
section. The
well,
audience, I think we should
yeah,
explain
so
for context, like in New Year's Eve 2003 to 2024, on the arena episode of Kill Tony, it was the second night. There was this one of the bucket pulls. He talked about a condition where he had like an incident where it happened with his penis, and he pulled it out to show Tony it, and he has his back turned from the audience, but we were in the comments section, so we all got to see it.
yeah, that was crazy.
Hmm.
That was so bizarre. It was so funny.
And then he wound up winning $10,000.
And he
I mean,
won
10.
$10,000. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's crazy. And I'm like, I want $10,000. That would have been fun for me.
Yeah, I don't remember. I looked away when he pulled it out, so I heard it was split.
Yeah, it was split and it was in a cast.
Okay.
So it was like you saw it, but you kind of couldn't see it that well. Like, but it was still fun. It's fun to see a penis.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure somebody asked him the question, so like, so what are you gonna do with that $10,000? Two chicks at the same time.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, because he split his penis. That's so funny. Super silly.
hmm Yeah, and how's been 25 been so far? Like, I've been out of the loop for a little bit because of my job situation from last year, and then getting things reorganized, and built up.
Yeah, no, it's just been crazy because I moved in with a different comic. So I was living with Alexa,
hmm
and then I moved in with a guy named Matthew LaCour. And then we became very close, and everybody thought we were like a couple. And then we kind of like used that to, because my car fucked up too. So then I needed to get to my shows. And then I would be like, oh, I actually live with Matthew. Can he be on the show? And then so I was working shows with him and mics with him for like most of the year up until recently. So up until recently, he got hired at Cap City, and then I was on another couple of episodes of Kill Tony, and so I've it's been wild. Like now I've been like on my own again, which feels different. So now I'm that not really meeting a lot of open micers because I'm like, oh, I used to just be present a lot, but whenever I was like doing a lot of stuff with Matthew, he's kind of like, okay, we came, we performed, let's leave. And I wouldn't really like talk to anybody, be like, all right, it's time to go home.
Yeah, it's
But
amazing.
now I
Like,
know.
it's amazing, like
No,
how much gigs you can get in comedy just by owning a car and bringing people around.
yeah. So no, it was awesome that like he helped me out so much. But now that because he's working at Cap City now, so he works nights, so I just have to go out by myself. But since I've been going out by myself, I've been staying out a lot later and networking a lot more. So I'm getting booked a lot more. I'm like meeting a lot more people, some of them really important. So it's been crazy, but really good.
hmm Let's see, I gotta ask, like, where were you living before Austin, Texas? It was in a different part of Texas,
Yeah, I was living in San Antonio.
and that's where you grew up.
No, I grew up in Victoria, Texas.
Okay.
So that's where I'm from, Victoria, Texas. In 2023, I moved to San Antonio and I got like my degree there. And I lived there for 15 years. I worked my way up into like a corporate salary job at a restaurant, and then I gave it all up to pursue comedy.
Yep. I also want to ask, like, what was it like working like in a restaurant in a corporate setting as a trans woman?
In San Antonio, it was kind of crazy because some people knew me from before, so they didn't want to adapt to like the new stuff. And so I don't know, some of those things were like weird. A lot of like people insisting on calling me sir and just like I don't know, just like weird shit like that. And then but then I would drive up to Austin. Nobody knew me before. So it's funny, like people were just more accepting, but not necessarily for the sake of trying to be accepting. It's just they kind of like
Want to look accepting?
yeah, they just knew me like this, so they didn't know anybody else. But yeah, I worked in the same restaurant for 15 years. So I started as a server and then I worked my way up into management.
Yep. And were you openly trans like 15 years ago, and you got to see like the projection of like how things had progressed over the years?
No, I wasn't open because I worked as an interpreter and I had to get like a degree. So I didn't know how to reconcile those things. I went to a Catholic university, so I just never talked about it until I was an adult, like until I was like 30.
Yeah. So yeah, you worked as an interpreter between people speaking Spanish and English.
Yeah,
Yep. And now you can be as an interpreter between people speaking male and female.
that's true. Except like I'm really bad at the male part. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, in your defense, like it is as a guy myself, it is tough being a man for
Nah,
everybody.
it's hard being a white man.
Yeah. You said it, not me.
That's so funny. I feel like it is hard. I feel bad for white guys. Everyone shits on them and like, and it's more common than not, and they're just supposed to take it. But if anybody shits on like a gay guy or a black guy, and
Well,
people
the
are like,
gays
"Hey,
guys might
leave him
like it.
alone," huh?
The gay guys might like it. It might be their
That's
kink.
true. There are some gay guys that do love it. They, they love the shit play. That's funny. I wanted to do that as a comeback to Tony. If we're like bantering, I want to tell him that I can say a joke in Spanish. And basically, in Spanish, the English version would be like, "How do you know if you're at Tony Hinchcliffe's barbecue?" And then the punchline is, "The hot dogs taste like shit."
Yeah, well, one lesson I learned from being on Kill Tony is like going on there with like pre-planned jokes don't work well because well, you see how people who try to be funny on the show they sort of get freeze up, become robotic.
Hmm.
I think one mic people if they want to be on Kill Tony, I think one mic they should hit regularly is banana phone.
Oh yeah, yeah, banana phone's good. It's gotten worse, but it's still fun.
Hmm.
Like it's not the banana phone when you went to it and when I went to it was really electric
Hmm.
and people were really smart. Now they're recording it and they're making viral posts online.
Ooh,
So
that's
we yeah,
yeah. I like
it's a
banana phone.
breeding ground for yeah.
I really love banana phone, but the thing is, like, if you're gonna go on there, you sort of have to know how to handle a roast and heckle. And most people, they come newer, especially newer comics, they don't know how to take the heckles. So with some people, it just feels like it's a comedy hazing session
Yeah.
because they take like an insult or roast and they don't have a comeback for it.
Yeah, no, well, now they're better at it. Like the comics are better at handling banana phone. But what the shitty part is that because everybody wants a viral clip and they
Mhm.
want the attention, you have a lot of really shitty comedians on the left-hand side, saying things that aren't funny, or they're just pointing to themselves a lot. And it's like, oh, a lot of these are like open micers that take pictures at open mics, but they don't really do any jokes
Mhm.
because they just want to be seen as comics, but they're like posers
Yeah, but
and it sucks.
it's the same thing with every industry. People take the snapshot and well, like social, we all know this at this point. Social media is fake.
Yeah. It's annoying for the people that are like in it and actually like, work hard at it
Hmm.
to see like, oh, okay, it's that guy. He's like pointing to himself, he's yelling and like literally when I say pointing to himself, I mean literally like going like this.
Hmm.
Like it's me, and it's like standing up at every opportunity to like get attention. And it's like, oh my God,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
still my greatest sin, like of one of my greatest sins of all time, is not recording myself at banana phone when the things went well.
yeah, yeah. Well, now you're not allowed to record, but they record for you.
Hmm. Yeah, because they have that reel on Instagram, and I'm tempted to go back there just for that to get because like the secret to banana phone, like one technique to work really well, and this is like a technique to work well with crowd work and heckling in general. Is like if somebody throws like an insult at you, what you do is you don't refute it, you don't try to fight it back, which so many people do. But instead,
Mm,
is you do like a jujitsu move where you take the insult, you embrace it, and then you add on to it.
that's a good move. Yeah. I like taking the attacking them. That's my route. That's why the only banana phone I've ever done it was really well. But I also did really well because that night I had hung out with Adam Ray.
Hmm.
because Adam Ray was at Shakespeare's. And I was like, there's no way that Adam Ray is at Shakespeare's performing. And then I texted Tyler, Tyler Gibbs, and he said, no, yeah, he is in here. And I ran over and I walked in and I had a painting of his that I made in my purse. And I walked up to the stage and I was like, I painted you. And he goes, you painted me? I was like, yeah. And he goes, show it to me. And I gave it to him and he held it up to the light and everybody yelled. And then he came down and he hung out with me and Heath Cortez. And then I walked back to the creek in the cave
Hmm.
and they were like, you know, you're the last person on Banana Phone. I was like, oh, I didn't. And then I went up and I forgot, like, I don't even remember what I said. I was like, somebody said something to me and it was like a guy who went to like a gay conversion camp. I was like, didn't you used to be gay? I was like, you're too short. Nobody wants to fuck you. I went off on everybody and it was really fun. But you couldn't tear me down. I met Adam Ray. So I was
Yeah,
on
it was
cloud nine.
just take what you got from that and just leave.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about signing up again just because well, that's been 3 years. So I should
Mhm.
probably do something fresh.
Yep, and also like a comic from Minneapolis went to Banana Phone a couple years ago, and he set up his own version of Banana Phone in Minneapolis now.
Really? That's fun. I love
Yep,
that.
that's one of the types of mics that's starting to spread around.
I that a banana phone in Minneapolis, the crowd is just very respectful and they talk shit about you whispering while the show's going on.
I only been to one of them. It was sort of the same formula, but there were less comics around. They in Minneapolis they call it the revolver.
The revolver.
Hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
They should connect with Banana Phone and just rebrand it as Banana Phone and then Banana Phone can be like a nationwide thing. It's like don't tell.
well, I also think I know there's like another heckle mic in New York.
Really?
Hmm. So I think it might be one of those things that's been around forever. And I get the purpose of an iPhone. Like in theory, it's supposed to like to help you prepare you for hecklers, like to help you think on your feet. But the problem is like it's mostly comics who know each other, so it's like a low key roast.
Yeah. It's a roast, and then when it goes well, I really appreciate it. There's sometimes
Hmm.
where it goes really well. But lately it's been stale. It just hasn't been as good, which is a bummer.
Hmm.
But it's not terrible. It's just not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, there were some fun memories, and Candace does a good job hosting it.
Candace is great. Yeah, she still hosts it. She's fun.
Hmm. Yeah, but some people who are not experienced, they go up, they just get pummeled.
I know so you know what? I think I am gonna sign up like this upcoming Sunday. And one of my roasts for Candace, I want to be like, you look like a rotisserie chicken that's transitioning. Like she's a
She
little
might like
chonker.
that.
So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to like who else is still on the panel? Like I'm trying to think like Michael Ridley, that bearded guy, and
Michael Ridley, Nick V, other Nick, and Tim. What is Tim's last name? I can't remember Tim's last name, but his last name's Tim.
hmm,
Or his first name is Tim.
all right. Let's see. Well, I think we're almost to the hour mark. Gonna look, yeah, pretty much cover everything I wanted to talk about. Just get this hour on. And like I said before,
Nice.
the purpose of this podcast is to stretch my conversation muscle because the main reason that inspired this whole podcast at the beginning was like my episode on Kill Tony where I froze up during the interview.
Hmm.
And that just made me realize like, oh, this is a muscle you need to stretch too, because like I thought when I went on the interview, I'll just go up there and talk, but then your nerves get the best of you. So like when you do
Yeah.
comedy for the first time, like you think, oh, they just go up there and talk, I'll just do, and then you go into Hulk mode.
Yeah. So it's yeah, that's good that you're doing that. It's good to yeah, it's good to make your to challenge yourself.
All right, and before we head off, there's two questions I gotta ask, and this is like the two final questions I'm gonna ask every comic at the end
Hmm.
of this podcast. The first question is can I see your joke book?
Oh, my joke book is like my Kill Tony one?
Or like any joke book you're currently using?
Oh, well my I just moved I literally moved into this apartment yesterday. But let me see if I have this. Oh yeah, here's I have three of them, but here's one of them.
Oh, the recent Kill Tony one?
No, this is my least favorite. This is the one from Sean Gardini. It just says Kill Tony. I have the one from which one was it? It was like the one with I think it was Rich Voss.
Hmm.
And that one has like an alien on it with a knife. That one's really cool.
Yeah. I
I
gotta
like
find
that.
my Kill Tony joke book. Like I when I was on there, I got the big one,
Oh,
which
nice.
I know stands for something.
Yeah, it means you didn't do that bad.
Yep, it's but then I switched. Well, here I'll grab out my current joke book. Is I keep it right next to my gun.
Nice. It's very
This
sexy.
just like a standard like hardcover one I got at Walmart. Then I put a sticker on it from a.
Oh, nice.
I got the sticker from this skating place in St. Cloud. It's a skating rink. It's got
Oh, it's cool.
it's got Han's whole solo on the garbage compactor. That scene.
Oh, that's awesome. You
Because usually
should
to get good jokes, you have to put your mind in the garbage.
yeah, you should make you should buy a few of those and put stickers on them and resell them as joke books. Kelly Berger's joke books.
Yep. And yeah, it's cool that you have the. I think that's another cool thing that Kill Tony does for comics is like he gives you like an actual joke book to actually keep your thoughts down. Because there's so many comics I know who don't carry a joke book with them.
Yeah, I put everything on my notes on my phone.
Yeah, I think it's better if you write it down because you actually feel the material
That's
writing out,
true.
and also like writing it out helps you remember it much more.
Yeah, that is true. I should do that.
All right, and the last question I have for all the comics I do on this podcast from now on is like, who's your favorite movie or TV character?
Movie or TV character? Oh, let me think. I don't have a good one for this. Movie or TV character?
Or just your favorite like fictional character that
Yeah, yeah. It's it's probably Grace, not Grace, Karen Walker from Will and Grace.
oh
So she's the lady with a really high pitched voice and she's like super mean. I love her. She's so funny.
oh she played by Megan McCully.
Malali.
Yep.
She's so funny.
I can sort of see how she has a sort of influence on you, like the sassy lady.
Yeah, she's very rich and she's so funny. I'm trying to think of something that she says. She just like every time she sees a lesbian, she refers to them as sir. She's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, hello, sir." Like, and the lesbians never get mad, and like she'll say something like, "Well, and make sure you say hi to your wife," and the lesbians go, "Well, I will."
I never saw Will and Grace, but I know the character through like the zeitgeist references around.
If you just TikTok her, just her moments, they're so funny. Like there's one where she outs this little gay guy as a like she outs him for being gay and he goes, "You implied that I was a homosexual." And she goes, "When did I do that?" And she does it from a blimp to the entire city. Attention, Beverly Leslie is a homosexual. And it's so funny because she acts like she doesn't know. She's like, "When did I do that?" It's such a funny show.
Yeah, I gotta start watching those episodes because I never watched the show before because I'm a strong heterosexual white male.
That's so funny. Yeah, just TikTok it.
All
TikTok
right.
Karen Walker, and then it's just funny, funny, funny shit.
All right. Well, before we go, like, where can people see and watch your stuff?
Juanita Comedy KT on Instagram, Juanita Stand Up Comedy on YouTube, Juanita Comedy KT on TikTok,
All right.
and I think those are all my social medias.
All right. And I'd ask if you were promoting shows, but the last couple of episodes, I procrastinated so long on getting these episodes out because I'm doing this between working farm work. Like I just got done with a harvest.
Oh,
So I'm
yeah.
so I'm technically doing like I'm doing the Mike Rowe thing of like actually doing real work.
Nice. Have you been talking to any girls?
I've been getting out there. I've been making some progress, and the one thing I will say that really helps people's day in life is not doing comedy.
Yeah, comedy gets in the way of that. It's
Yep,
true.
because well, though, like the main reason why comedians, my theory is like why so many comedians struggle with dating is like it's really tough to get on stage and to talk about being single without announcing you're single.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
That's very funny.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you now go on stage like now you're single, sign like, "Hey, I'm looking to get it in," and people look at you like you're a hungry dog.
Yeah, they do. It's funny. That's so funny. Oh, that was fun. Thanks for inviting me, Kelly.
Yep, and we'll end it on that very awkward note, like I usually do with these episodes.
Yeah,
Yep, thank you
that's
for
your
taking
whole
the time,
thing.
Anita. Are you going to? Good luck on your show tonight with Rachel Wolfstein.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll tell her you said hi.
All right, and she'll find
I,
out who I am.
she will. I promise.
All right,
All right. Bye, Kelly.
bye.